It's about that time. Jordan said it's 5 o'clock. I think we got one more coming.
Mayor Street Council meeting of February 16, 2026. We will now have our invocations and motivations by Dr. Anthony Davis.
And let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this day and for allowing us to gather here to assemble to support these young people. We thank you for what they're doing, the difference they make in their communities, and we continue to order their steps, Lord, that they might use this as a stepping stone to be leaders in their communities and wherever their lives take them. Let this meeting be done and conducted according to your will and your purpose. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. We will now have our Pledge of Allegiance by Junior Commissioner Jeremiah Bazell.
Everyone please stand and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now have our approval of the order of agenda. May I now have a motion for the approval of the order of the agenda?
I, Nayeli Moran, make an approval for the order of the agenda.
I just was a second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no opposers. Motion carried. We will now have the approval of the meeting minutes. May I now have a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes?
I, Nayeli Moran, make an approval of the meeting minutes.
I just was a second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no opposers. Motion carried. We will now have our guest speaker, Shan Fields.
Shan Fields has over 30 years of experience in healthcare and currently serves as the Director of Care Management and Social Services at Parkland Regional Medical Center in Douglas, Georgia. She began her career at Parkland Regional in 1993 and earned her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Valdosta State University in 1996. She later moved into care management where she advanced into leadership and became director in 2013. Ms. Shan has made history as the hospital's first board-certified case manager and is one of only 2 in Coffee County. She also holds a Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, has completed leadership training, and has received multiple awards, including the Millennium Nightingale Nurse Award and the 2024 Healthcare Leadership Award. In 2021, she served as a keynote speaker for Houston Middle School on rural hospital care. Beyond her career, Ms. Shan is very active in her church community, serving in multiple leadership roles and as minister of music. She has been a musician for over 40 years, is married to Mark Fields, and has one son, DeMarcus Fields. I want to introduce Ms. Shan Fields.
Thank you. I have been asked to come and present to this council on tonight about heart awareness. As we all know that February is Heart Awareness Month. And with the heart is one of the major organs in the body. It beats over 100,000 times a day. And it serves to pump blood throughout the body. And basically our heart, it sustains life. And heart disease is one of the leading causes of death. And the risk factors that are involved with heart disease includes high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and smoking, and then sometimes just your genetic makeup makes you prone to have heart disease. If you have family members that are high risk and they have heart issues, it can make you also vulnerable to be able to have those same types of illnesses in your body. And there are 3 things that I really wanted to share in prevention of heart illnesses, heart awareness, and ways that we can stay healthy involving our heart. And one of the biggest things is food and nutrition, having a balanced meal. And that includes having fruits, having vegetables, especially your green leafy vegetables, whole grains, wheats, and even including our nuts. Just the more we can take in of that, the better. And the biggest thing also is with portion control. A lot of times, especially now, we tend to overeat whenever we're eating. We just eat a lot. And my rule in life is that there's 3 times that I say you're permitted to just go all in and just eat all you want. And that is your birthday, because you only get one a year, so that's one time. And another time is Thanksgiving Day. You can just go all in and eat it. And Christmas Day. Not Thanksgiving week, eat all the week, or nor does it Christmas the whole month. And a lot of times we think, oh, let's just eat. But there definitely needs to be some control with that. And with heart health, we certainly want to be able to limit the bad stuff. And the bad stuff is overeating on sweets and sugar, soft drinks, fatty foods, fried foods, greasy, cheesy. And I often wonder sometimes, it seems like all the best stuff that tastes the best is the stuff that's bad for you. And I don't know why that is, but unfortunately, no matter how good it tastes, we still have to be health conscious. And remember that sometimes you can have too much of it, and then your body will suffer the consequences of it. Heart awareness also, you want to make sure that we're drinking a lot of water every day, taking in a sufficient amount of water each day, because it is good and healthy for you. And another thing for heart health to keep in mind is also you gotta stay active in exercising. Always try to exercise at least 30 minutes per day, at least at the minimum 3 times a week, if nothing else. And a lot of people, when they hear about exercise, the first thing that usually pops in their mind is, oh, well, I need to go to the gym. Not necessarily at all. You can get plenty of exercise and be active and never step foot in a gym. And you're looking at an example of that. I walk 2.5 miles in 45 minutes every day, 7 days a week, and I never leave home to do it. And basically, I have a walk pad. You can invest in those for Amazon under $200, and it just propels. You get on it and you walk, and it helps to stay active. And so the other thing that I do 100 jumping jacks every day, never leave home. All you want to do basically is be moving and stay active. A lot of simple things, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Anytime, mainly at work, if I'm on the first floor, instead of taking that elevator, I try to go up at least 1 flight of stairs, if not 2. A lot of times, if you're just going somewhere, park away in distance and walk up to wherever you're trying to get. And you'll really be surprised at how much that does good for your body doing that. Another thing with heart consciousness and heart healthy and being aware is you want to maintain a healthy weight. And I know this youth counselor, you guys are all in your prime of being teenagers. And even when you turn 20s and even in your 30s, you want to get healthy right where you are now. Being a teenager in your 20s, get healthy so that when you get 40, you'll be healthy, and 50. You'll be healthy already because it's going to become a pattern to you. You'll get so accustomed to do it that you won't even think anything about it. And it can help to sustain your life. And another thing also is a good key for heart healthiness is being conscious of your weight. I highly advise weigh every day. I weigh myself every single day because that tells me if I see that scale going up, I'm eating too much or I'm doing something that's causing me to gain weight. And weight on the heart it hurts, it affects it, and it shows in your body. It's a strain on it. And another thing also, another biggie is stress management. We all live in a very fast-paced world. Every day is go, 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 go. But sometimes we have to take some relaxation and have some me time. It's very important for you to learn to do that, all of us, and get adequate rest. Preferably 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night is what's recommended. Definitely if you can put 6 in for sure, because your body needs to rest. If we don't take care of our body, and if we don't listen to it, it will shut down on its own. It will force you to listen to it. So we have to listen to it. And especially youth counselor, you guys, as I said, if you can learn this earlier, because when you get age 40, your check body light gonna come on. There's gonna be things that it's gonna automatically tell you we need to get checked out. So again, if I had to reemphasize, we wanna get healthy so that we can be healthy as we age, and our heart is very, very important part. It's the most important organ in our body. So I pray that you hear me, and that's something that I've said you will remember and take it with you and apply it to your young lives. Thank you.
Are there any questions for anybody? Ms. Fields, if we could have you come on the City of Douglas sign to take a picture, that.
Yes, ma'am, right in, under the City of Douglas sign. Come on, look closer again. Thank you.
Let's give Ms. Fields another hand. Now we'll have our community spotlight.
Mr. Ntano Simpson currently serves as the school social worker for Coffee County Schools. He is deeply committed to supporting students and families by addressing barriers to academic success and promoting emotional well-being within the school community. Ntano earned his Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Anthropology in 2021 and his Master of Social Work in 2025, both from Valdosta State University. His educational journey reflects his commitment to advocacy, service, and lifelong learning. Throughout his career, Ntano has earned diverse experience through child welfare, healthcare, and education. He previously served as a foster care case manager with Loudoun County Dispatch, supporting children and families within the foster care system. He also worked at South Georgia Medical Center as a social worker and discharge planner, assisting patients and families with care coordination and transitional planning. Before his current role, Mr. Simpson served as a school social worker at Valdosta City Schools, where he provided counseling support and developed programs to promote student success. Family is the foundation of who he is, and his mother's legacy fuels his passion for helping others, which he strives to honor through his work and commitment to making a difference. I also want to add that Ntano is also the first Black social worker in Coffee County, with this being Black History Month. I just felt like that was important to say. I want to introduce Mr. Ntano Simpson.
Thank you, thank you. I am Jakato Simpson. I am one of the new social workers here within the Coffee County school system. I provide services for as helping students achieve academic success, social skills, and coping skills, anything to do with school related. That is me for right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you under the sign, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's give Mr. Simpson another round. Now we will have Practical Living Finances by Mayor Tony Polk. Let's give him a hand.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. I did spend a little time to get prepared for you, Mayor's Youth Council. So what I want to do is I'm going to try to be as quickly as possible, but I want to give you some stuff, and I'm going to go over it because one of the things is about finances, and I'm going to explain this to you. Yes. Finances is, to me, hold on. No, you don't. To me, finances is more important than your college education. Period, point blank. If you don't get an understanding of finances, it doesn't matter what your income bracket is. So, like I said, what I want to do, and y'all tell me if you want me to come back, because I have a lot of knowledge about finances. You understand? I have a lot of knowledge about finances. I spent a lot of time studying finances. So you've heard me say this a million times. A false statement is knowledge is power. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my entire life. If anybody says knowledge is power, you tell them that Mayor Tony Polk said that's a very false statement. The true statement is the application of that knowledge is power. Somebody can tell you something all day, but if you never go do it, it has zero value. You were born and live in the information age. Therefore, your entire life has been lived in the decision for him. I give him all the information, correct?
Correct.
Hey, you need to think about this right here. When he got ready to buy a house, you need to think about this. Oh, watch this right here. Watch this. You need to get an understanding of this. Get ready to buy a car. Hey, you need to think about this. You need to think about this. And Jack Leg, you need to look at safety. You're about to be a daddy. So you're going to have a kid in that car. It needs to be safe. So the solution is you have to get an understanding. Most people, they are chasing the money. That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. It always has been. But never understanding the money game. Here's the solution. Get an understanding of the money game, and the game will lead you to the money. You are not making money in the financial world until you are asleep and your money is making money. I'm not talking about your business online making money. I'm talking about whatever investments that you have. You are sitting at the house and it's growing interest, or it has doubled or something like that. You can go buy a house and all this other stuff. It means absolutely nothing in the financial world. Okay? So I'm going to give you some statistics. And I'm talking to y'all. I'm not talking to y'all adults, okay? Because y'all have already made up y'all mind, okay? So here it is. The U.S. population is 342 million people. Of that 342 million people, 36 million live in poverty. Let's think about that. 36 million people live in poverty. 1 out of every 10 Americans lives in poverty. Because guess what? Just like you trying to obtain financial success, the other end of that spectrum is poverty. Okay? The other end of that spectrum is poverty. 85 million people are financially stable. Think about that. Out of the 342 million people, only 85 million are financially stable. Almost 1 in 4 are financially stable. 266 million Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And how that is defined in the financial world, can you miss 1 month of wages and not have to go take out a loan to pay your bill? Can you still pay your mortgage? Can you still pay your car note? Can you still buy groceries? Can you still take care of those amenities? Most Americans can't. The vast majority of Americans cannot do it. Period, point blank. I don't care how much education you have. These numbers here are also applicable to you. But how do you change that? Ascertain the knowledge and then you apply, okay? Ascertain the knowledge. This young lady here talked to you about her heart. Don't go do it. You'll be going to Sims Funeral Home or Harris Funeral Home if you don't apply the knowledge. So the next thing is 100 million Americans receive some type of governmental assistance. 100 million, that's 1 out of every 3 Americans that you see, they receive some type of governmental assistance. And guess what? Some of them have college degrees, okay? You have ascertained a college degree. What does that mean? What does that mean? The next thing is, there are only 23.8 million millionaires in the United States of America. That's on all income brackets. There are only 23 million. So less than 10% of Americans are millionaires. The probability of you being a millionaire is less than 7%. Less than 7%. But how do you get there? I'm gonna tell you how to get there. African Americans, there are only 2 million millionaires that are African Americans. So as an African American, you have 0.005% chance of being a millionaire. Do you understand that? So when you say, oh, I want to be a millionaire, nah, go buy your ticket, go to Walt Disney World. That's where dreams come true. To obtain financial success, you got to understand the money game. Now, here it is. Only 6 million people that live in the U.S. have a net worth of $1 million. Only 6 million. And if we continue, we're going to talk about net worth. We're going to talk about liabilities. We're going to talk about assets. We're going to talk about income to debt ratio. We're going to talk about these different financial measures to help guide you, okay? But now, if I'm boring y'all, don't waste my time. Just like I tell Mr. Simpson back there, don't be wasting my time, okay? Just go on and live your little life. Here's the most interesting thing. 17.8 million Americans are considered to be what we used to refer to when I was in college as paper millionaires. A paper millionaire looks like a millionaire. That means that they may have investments, but they're really upside down more than likely in their finances, okay? For someone to have $1 million worth of assets, the chances of you doing that are pretty daggum slim, okay? It is pretty slim. The United States only has 900 to 1,000 billionaires. That's it. That's it. Only 900 to 1,000 billionaires. That's it. The United States only has 11 to 14 black billionaires. That's all there is. That's all there is. And most of them are athletes. Okay? So there are 61 million households that have a yearly income of $100,000. $100,000 is really outdated. Okay? It's outdated. It's a nice little lofty thing to say, but I lived over there on Martin Luther King. I lived in the at the four-way, at the in the trailer park. I lived in the projects. When I was growing up, everybody owned their trailer and everybody owned their house. The same street that I grew up on, it's all rental property. So explain to me, society is making more money than it has ever made. But the people that worked out there at Swift, which y'all call pilgrims, Douglas Foods, the trailer plants, bought more houses than y'all generation could ever fathom buying. And they were making $5 an hour, $7 an hour. So how could they go buy a house? How could they buy a double wide or a single wide? The little money that they had, they managed it. So that little $20,000, $25,000 or $15,000 that they were making, they bought houses. Your generation doesn't buy houses, and y'all are making $100,000. Why? Because people want to make money. They never want to manage money. It's not how much money you make, it's how much can you keep. Okay? So the new financial goal is net worth. You want to be wealthy. In the United States of America, to be wealthy is have a net worth of $2.3 million. It's only about 2 million of them. That's it. It's only about 2 million of them. It's only 2 million people out of 242 million people that have a net worth of $2.3 million. Dr. Martin Luther King said this in one of his speeches. The cost of your car cannot exceed 1 year's salary. If you make $40,000, you must have a car $40,000. You can't go get one for $50,000. You can't go get one for $45,000. If you buy a home, it can only be 2 years' salary. So that $40,000 car, that means you live in an $80,000 home. Okay? One of the things that is going to be very interesting with legislation, and I would implore you to think about the legislation. We thought it was astronomical to be on a 30-year mortgage. We thought it was astronomical. Not a government to make a housing more affordable is talking about a 50-year mortgage. The average American purchases a house at 35. So you're going to be 85 and you're still going to have a mortgage. Think about that. You start drawing Social Security at 62, 67, you still got a mortgage. And now you're living on a fixed income. You're going to be 85 and still working to pay that. The next thing is, your college degree or income bracket does not change financial facts. It does not. Regardless of your education or income bracket, most Americans would never obtain financial stability. They would never do it. They would never, ever do it. I don't care if you're a doctor. I know doctors that file bankruptcy all the time, get houses repossessed, attorneys, because they think that by they're in a higher income bracket, they can afford more. Okay? That person that makes $20 an hour is probably going to come in somewhere around $8,000 in credit card debt. they're probably gonna have a house around 200,000. Now you making 500,000, you probably gonna have a house probably somewhere around $1 million, if not better. Your wife gonna be driving a G-Wagon, that's 160, huh? You probably gonna have your Raptor, that's like 140. So you got $300,000 just in automobiles. You got $1 million in a house. So in the financial world, you are no better off than that house income of $100,000. Although you making $500,000, you just got bigger bills. You live in a nicer house, you drive a nicer car, but financially, you're in the same boat. You're in the same boat. So these are some of the numbers that I pulled off. So traditionally, these are just general numbers. $300,000. You're normally going to come in at buying a house somewhere around $750,000. You're probably going to have somewhere around $225,000 in vehicles. Your credit card debt is going to be approximately $75,000. That's what your credit card debt is going to be. But guess what? You make a lot of money, you can afford it, right? Financially, no, you can't. No, you can't. Next thing is, y'all are getting ready to go to college. Y'all are finna make some of the worst financial decisions that you're ever gonna make in your life. The first thing is, you're gonna take out a whole bunch of student loans to pay for this. You're gonna choose to go to DC and Oregon or wherever. And then you're gonna cry about your student loan debt. You're gonna cry about it. Also, when you go to college, everybody that's been to college in here, what's the number one thing you're gonna receive? Don't even answer. Credit card applications, right? Is that a bad thing?
Yes.
Huh? But you're gonna want that money, and they're gonna give it to you. They're gonna give it to you, okay? So here it is. Yes, you've ascertained that college degree at $300,000. You leave college on $20,000 in credit card debt. But you have to have somebody to help guide you through this process. My daughter Kiara is a nurse practitioner. We call Kiara the inmate because Kiara works at a prison. She can't take her cell phone in. She can't communicate except for by email. I preached to that girl to keep her out of prison. And she still ended up in prison. Why did Kiara go to Tallahassee? Kiara, as a nurse practitioner, we made the decision that she was going to take out all these student loans, okay? That facility has some rating that it's almost guaranteed that they're going to pay her student loans off, okay? So Kiara probably had a student loan in excess of $100,000. I would venture to say Kiara probably paid less than $12,000. Now we can't get her out the prison because every time they leave, she get ready to leave, they give her a pay raise and they give her a bonus. Kiara listened. She didn't want to work at that prison. Well, go to Atlanta. Atlanta does not have facilities that's going to pay those student loans. Tallahassee did. You could probably come as a physician back to Coffee County because it's a rural place, and guess what? Them suckers gonna help pay for that, huh? Right? They're gonna help pay for it. Teachers, they go to a rural area. There are a lot of entities or professions you can go into that'll pay that student debt. So when you graduate, now things get very interesting. You're going to add to the financial problem. You're going to add to it. Credit cards, student loans, Now you got to go get that G-Wagon. You got to go get that $750,000 home. You're going to be helping family members. You're going to be helping friends. And the thing that's the killer is you're going to think that you're entitled to a certain lifestyle. Now all of a sudden, you got to fly first class. Now all of a sudden, you got to have that Louis Vuitton when you've been walking around with a knockoff from the flea market. You understand? It gets compounded. So, how do we give your education value? The first thing is, one of our number one rules in my household, before I pay any bill, I pay myself. I'm the biggest bill in my house, okay? When I did have a mortgage, before I paid the mortgage, we paid Tony and Chevelle. I don't save money. Saving money is old. What you do is you invest money. Let me give you for example. Let's say I got $250,000 in the bank. Well, that would be a lie. I would never put $250,000 in the bank. Let's say that y'all put $250,000 in the bank. Cool. The bank is going to give you 4%. So at the end of the year, they're going to pay you $8,000, and then they're going to give you a 1099 INT. That's money that you made that you got to file on your taxes, and you got to pay taxes on that money that you earned. Okay? Now, I'm going to go to the bank and borrow your money, right? The bank is going to charge me 8%, which I'm going to have to pay the bank $20,000, and then, well, I'm going to have to pay them 16, and then you are going to get 8 of that 16, correct? So the bank made $8,000 off of your money. I took that $250,000, and then for everybody that's watching, this is not factual. I'm just giving you an example. Let's say I build 2 houses. I build those 2 houses for $250,000. I made $40,000 per house. So I made $80,000 off of your money. I made 80 grand off of your money. Then I still got to go pay the bank their money. Once I pay the bank their money, then the bank pays you. So in my scenario, if the bank made, if you made 10,000 and the bank made 10,000, but I made 100,000 off of your money. You see what I'm saying? Because you decided to put your money in the bank. Go ahead. Go ahead. So how can I make more money off of your money than you do? Because you're saving. I'm investing. And there's a difference. So the next thing is learn the money game. Learn the money game. Invest, do not save. Interest is the enemy. I do everything I can not to pay interest. You understand? 2 years ago, when I was building some houses, I charged over $100,000 over there at Lowe's. I paid $3.87 in interest, and that ticked me off. I don't pay interest. I will figure out how to manipulate the system so I don't have to pay interest, or I pay very minimal interest. Protect your credit score. It costs more to live with a 500 credit score than it does an 800 credit score. When you're looking at TV, 0% financing. 99% of the people are not going to qualify for that. That's just a trick to get you in, to put you in a car, charging you 12%. Now me, I'm going to get 0% financing because I protect my credit. So just think about this right here. We all have the same car, but we all have different credit scores. Your car note may be $600 because you got great credit. Mr. Bazell has bad credit. He's driving the exact same car, but he's paying $850. Mr. Savion over there, he has horrible credit. He paying $1,000 a month for the same car. For the same car. So protect your credit score. When you get out of college, don't be so quick to co-sign for everybody. Don't be so quick. Co-sign for everybody. Study your money. If you don't look at your money, then you're not for real. If you're working to make money, you're doing something wrong. How much money is your money making? Not your business. I said that earlier. Here's something that Dalton King told me a few years ago. If you don't tell your money where to go, it won't tell you where it went. How many times are you sitting there at the house trying to figure out where that money went? Right? So every month I tell my money where to go. I don't have to sit there and try to guess where it went. I know exactly where it went. So think about this right here. Sometimes somebody gets $3,000 a month as far as income. At the end of the month, they can only account for $2,200. Where's that $800? Where's that $800? So budget everything. Budget everything. So, and write it down. I'll print out, if we continue, my spreadsheet. I live and die by a spreadsheet. Your clothes, tithes and offering. Now, a lot of people don't do the tithes and offering now. I'm just telling you now. Go drop your money off at the church. The Lord gonna bless you. The Lord gonna bless you now. I'm telling you. You mess around. What's that? Faithful over a few things and made you a ruler over many. Car, house, student loans, lawn care, hair care, because you're going to be making money, so you got to be G'd up, right? Utilities, credit cards, Christmas. We used to budget our Christmas. Once the Christmas account was over, everybody got a card. You didn't get no more, because the budget was what the budget was. Oh, you didn't get my child in that. Here you go. Merry Christmas. Give you a family photo. Mother's Day. It's important that you budget Mother's Day. And don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. Equally, it's important that you budget Father's Day. You can be cheap on Dad. You can be cheap on Dad. Birthdays. Birthdays of friends and family. Health insurance. Your cell phone. Internet, vacations, weekends, getaways, family reunions, class reunions, groceries, eating out, and monitor how much money you loan people. Monitor how much money you loan people, okay? Live by the budget. If it's not in the budget, I don't buy it, okay? Last thing is this right here. I gave you a printout of a former employee of the city. We put some information on there for you to take a look at. On the last page, I gave you a little work thing. That's what you make. And y'all are all married, and y'all all make the exact same income. Answer those questions. Money is very difficult to hold on to. It's very difficult to hold on to. And I promise you this. I promise you this. If you pay attention to your finances, life is going to be very easy for you. If you do not, life can be very challenging for you. It can be very challenging. And some of us may not have family members, mom, dad, grandparents that can help guide you through this. I didn't have a mother and father that were very financially astute. Vietnam veterans in the military taught me 90% of what I knew about finances. And it's all about discipline. It's all about discipline. My very last thing, remember this. It does not matter your income bracket. Most Americans will never obtain financial stability. Never obtain financial stability. Got it? Any questions? Any questions? I didn't do that good of a job. Now, when y'all graduate, I'm gonna be looking. Don't look like money. It's easy to look like money. Cool? If there are no questions, I'll talk to y'all afterwards. Appreciate y'all. And remember, more valuable than your college education. There are literally people with master's degrees that are homeless. Okay? Correct?
Thank you, Mayor Paul. We will now have announcements from Ms. Juanetta Boulder.
Hello, everyone. Excuse me. Voice about to go. Tomorrow, if any of you could attend, we're going to have a staff member from the office of Senator Ossoff that's going to be here tomorrow at 5. She want to meet with you all. I want you all to kind of think of things that you possibly maybe would like to see in Coffee County, stuff for the youth, those type of things. She just want to hear you. So if you could, when the meeting's over with and you get your phones out, please text and say, yes, I will attend. If you can't, say no, so I can know who to expect tomorrow. Well, she'll be here at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we're just gonna sit around and have a little round table. It may not even last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but I just want you all to have that experience. And I'm trying to help some of you all get your community service hours up, so you may want to try your best to be here. As you can see that we have a couple of more meetings that we're gonna do, because I counted as 12 of you up there and 9 of you all will be leaving. So, after the meeting, I do have some applicants that's here watching you all, and those up here who are gonna remain on the Mayor's Youth Council for next year. I need about 10 minutes of your time. So when y'all get through taking pictures, well, the first thing you do is take your chairs and put them in the bag. Put those chairs back, or just where you can wait up with those chairs back and take your pictures. And those that were our guests, to take pictures as well, to come up and take pictures. And then I need to see those that are gonna be a part of the Mayor's Youth Council. That even includes the ones in the audience. Okay, and that's it.
Thank you. We will now have our closing remarks. I want to thank Mr. Davis, Dr. Davis, Ms. Fields, Mr. Simpson, and the Mayor Polk for spending your time here with us today. Is there any other remarks from any other members on the council that would like to be made? We will now have our adjournment. May I now have a motion for the adjournment of this meeting?
I just was to make a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
I, Jada Marshall, second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This meeting is now adjourned.
Hey, check this out. Hold up. Are we off?